Well, good afternoon on Lukow Homestead here on June 16th. Happy Father's Day to everybody. I hope, sounds dumb, but I hope nobody's watching this today. I hope you're at least with your father or thinking of him and thanking him for bringing you up. But unfortunately, I'm not able to do that this weekend either. So that being said, we came out here and did a little bit of work and on our garden here. I went through all these raspberries and kind of cleaned them out a little bit. Looks like we're starting to get some buds on some of our newer ones. See here, this guy doesn't seem to have too many. I can see a couple little oddball ones, and this little guy seems to have some buds as well. So it's kind of a plus. At least we've got some stuff growing here. And I'll kind of show you the garden. It's come a little bit. So we got over here, we got some radishes planted now here. All of our tomatoes like we had before, our peppers back here, our squash and zucchinis back here. And on the far side, those little divots are actually corn that we decided to plant this year. First time that we've grown corn out here, so we'll have to see how it goes. Most of the time we can get it for so cheap around this area anyhow that it's kind of not worth it. Out here we actually took an old header box or auger box that we had found from work, or from my work, and took and put some grass clippings and straw in it and some dirt, and ended up putting in a bunch of carrot seeds because our carrots always kind of come out funky here. Here's our potatoes starting to grow up pretty good, starting to come out of the pots pretty well. Granted, there are a couple, or well, one that hasn't really sprouted up, but that's also one of our test ones. That was the deepest one that we planted, just to kind of see what we get for a yield this year. Some of my random tomato plants that actually made it through this spring, and pepper plants as well, that ended up making it through and surprising the heck out of me because, let's see here, where is that one? This one, for instance, busted the top off of it and it kept growing. It's kind of tough to see with this grass mulch in the background, but you can kind of see here that it actually topped itself and busted everything off. Well, I still have leaves that are growing on it and they're actually starting to grow back, and I have two other ones that did the same thing. So I'm really kind of happy and surprised that they decided to do that. But so from our tomatoes here, we've got Boston pickling cucumbers, and then we got some Chicago and Boston pickling cucumbers all the way down here. And then we took and planted some beans. I had some old Kentucky Homestead pole beans that I had saved, and some rattlesnake pole beans here. So I'll have to see how they turn out. And then, like I said, our corn back here. And then on top of that, let's see here. See if I can get up here. This is some from some pumpkins that we had gotten from a guy locally around here. We had saved some really big, ugly pumpkin seeds because they're probably about somewhere between 20 to 40 pound pumpkins that we had, and figured, you know what, let's see if we can save the seeds and get them to grow again. So we'll have to see how they do this year. And then I planted another sugar pumpkin besides the one that we had gotten from a nursery around here. And then right along here I had planted a bunch of old bush bean seeds that I had saved up from when we originally started our garden here. So we'll have to see. There was some purples and some reds, and we'll have to see how everything comes up. Maybe it's changed a little bit in the genetics. And then we went through and we kind of tore down our asparagus that was starting to seed out, or at least most of it. You can kind of see some of it back here that we're just going to let go because there isn't very many stalks on it this year. So we'll have to see what happens next year, but figure let it grow this year and seed out. That way we can hopefully have more next year. But from Lukow Homestead, I hope you have a good Father's Day. I'm hoping to post another video here on the hops, but they really haven't done a whole heck of a lot as far as growing. So have a good weekend. Have a happy Father's Day. Everybody hug your father if you can.